Oh, hello. I assume if you have found yourself in my presence, you've come to immerse yourself in a bit of fantasy and magic, yes? Well, of course you have. Well, allow me to introduce myself. I am known as the Magnificent Manbeard, cosmic wizard and chronicler of legends. I've got fantastical worlds to share and stories to tell. But where to start? Hmm. Where to start indeed? Aha! Why don't we forge a new tale together? At the end of each video, we'll leave off with a fork in the road, and then you all get to decide where the story goes from there. You can each comment below where you think the tale should lead, and then whichever comment has the most likes at the recording of the subsequent video, that's where we'll go, and we will explore those possibilities and see where it takes us. But first, we must introduce the hero or the villain of this story. You will be viewing this narrative in the theater of the mind through the eyes of Cameron Karn, a young battle mage staying at the Scarlet Serpent Inn in the free city of Sethemir. This is a large port hub along the western coast of the continent of Alondia. For simplicity's sake, henceforth I will be referring to you as if you are Cameron, and I will be describing the world as seen through his eyes. So, it's a warm summer evening as you stand in your room on the third floor of the inn. There's an open window, and you can feel a light ocean breeze coming in, bringing with it a sense of humidity from the harbor. If you look out the window, you can see that the sun is just beginning to dip below the horizon. You're dressed up nicely in the blue and gray tunic that you got in the hopes for a night of drinking and possibly swooning females down at the tavern on the first floor. You're checking yourself out in the mirror, you're getting all ready, making sure all your buttons are straight and everything. You are combing your long dark hair and putting it back into an elegant ponytail. Well, elegant for a man. You are fairly tall at just over 6 feet, lean muscles underneath the nice velvety material. Your skin is a tanned golden honey, your eyes a light hazel. As you finish freshening yourself up, you are about ready to head downstairs when suddenly you hear a scream out in the alleyway. A quick glance out the window shows a young female running deeper into the alleyway, being pursued by three bandits. Now, this is one of those moments when a person decides exactly what kind of man he's going to be. Will you come to the victim's aid? Will you ignore her cries and head down to enjoy your night of drinking? Or will you participate in the burglary and maybe keep those spoils for yourself? Comment below what you think should happen, and when next we meet, we'll see where the story takes us. But choose wisely, and may the fates ever tip in your favor. Hello there, and welcome back for part 2 of Cameron's story. Before we get into today's episode, though, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that I also have a YouTube channel under the same name, The Magnificent Manbeard. Here's a screenshot. And I will be telling various storytelling videos over there as well, primarily using video game footage and a machinima type thing. If that's something you're interested in, please don't hesitate to head over there and subscribe. And with that, let's go ahead and get on today's episode. So, when last we left off, you were standing in your room in the inn, getting ready to go down to enjoy your night of drinking, when you heard that screaming out in the alleyway. I know you want to be the center of attention, but I'm trying to record. Do you mind? Huh? Fine, say hi. Say hi to the people. Her name's Chitara. Can I get back to recording now? Can I get back to the story? You just gonna be comfortable, huh? Is that what you're gonna do? You're just gonna be comfortable up there? You're so cute. Aww. Cut, intermission. And while you really would enjoy just being able to relax and have a night down at the tavern, deep down you know you can't turn your back on someone in need. And so you prepare yourself to head out the window and go help this woman. Now, before you head out there, let me give you a little rundown on exactly what your capabilities are. As specified in the previous video, you are a battle mage. That means you are a practitioner of magic who specializes in combat. and in your case, particularly dexterous styles with 2 daggers and amplifying your own ability, almost kind of like a rogue type skill set, but with magic infused. So you grab your 2 daggers from inside your bag, you cast an enchantment on yourself to allow you to sprint faster, and out the window you go. You wall jump down onto the floor of the alleyway and dash off after the 3 bandits. As you gain on them, you jump up and run sideways along the wall and then jump down to intercept between the 3 bandits and the woman. You have your daggers at the ready, you look at them and say, "Today is not the day." As you stand there in your battle stance, the 3 bandits begin to encroach closer, and now you see that all 3 of them are dressed up in dark clothing with masks over their face and hoods drawn. The woman you are guarding behind you has long dark hair and she's wearing typical barmaid's clothing. So you're standing at the ready to defend her, when suddenly you feel a paralyzing pain come over you and you are frozen in place. You are magically bound. Just then, the woman walks around with a smirk on her face, and she waves her hand and shimmers away the illusion, and she is a bandit just like the other 3. It was a trap. So as you stand there cursing yourself for acting so recklessly, she walks over and grabs your coin purse off your belt and tosses it up and down in her hand, gauging the weight, just laughing as she does so. And she looks at you and says, "You hero types are all the same, so quick to save the damsel in distress, such a fool." Then she notices on your finger, you've got a ring. It's a silver ring that has a gold-encrusted ruby, and it's a valuable heirloom. It's the last thing you have from your father before he passed away years ago. But now she wants it. So she walks over, plucks it off your finger. She says, another thing to add to my collection. Boop. She drops it into the coin purse, and then her and the 3 bandits begin walking to the other end of the alley, smirking. Then they polymorph themselves into black ravens and jump up and fly away. She's got your money, and she's got your father's ring. What are you going to do about it? Finally, the binding spell releases, and you're able to move freely again, and you can still see them flying off in the distance. Now, luckily, you do know how to polymorph yourself, so you could pursue after them to try to get back your gold coins and your father's ring. But you don't know if they're part of a larger circuit of criminals. You could be potentially getting in over your head even more. It could be dangerous. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into. Or you could just ignore it, accept the fact that it's gone, and just go back and try and enjoy your night of drinking. So what are you going to do? Are you going to pursue to try to get your stuff back? Or are you going to let it go? Comment what you think should happen, and when next we meet, we'll see where the story takes us. But choose wisely, and as always, may the fates ever tip in your favor. Hello everyone, and welcome back for part 3 of Cameron's story. The comment from the last video that got the most likes is the one saying that he should actually go back and enjoy his night at the tavern, so that's what we're going to explore today. But first, a word from my mortal form, Editor Jeff. Hello everyone, Jeff here. And so before we get into today's episode, I just wanted to go over a few things with you. The first is that yesterday I had mentioned having a few different videos that I wanted to put up, but I don't like the footage at all, so I'm scrapping that. I'm going to reshoot those later on. And so for right now, I'm just going to focus on Cameron Carn's story. I do have some more ideas that I'm going to invest in probably either next week or the week after to delve into some other genres, as well as like a modern supernatural werewolf vampire type stuff. I've also got some ideas for science fiction stories. And one of the things I'm also considering is bringing back up a lot of my old fan fiction that I used to write, which varies from Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Star Trek, stuff like that. If that's something you guys are interested in, maybe I'll record myself reading those stories to you. If you can see from one of my videos further down, I did have a cover of a novel I'm working on. While that particular one is going through some revisions right now, that's another option. Maybe if you guys are interested in that, I can read pieces of my novel here on this channel as well. And then, as mentioned yesterday, I also do have a YouTube channel if you're interested. I'll put another screenshot of it up here. It's called The Magnificent Man Beard. Once I get to 1,000 followers, I will put a link to that in the description here on TikTok as well. And over there, I'll be doing a lot of video game machinima type stuff. And I'm also considering delving into some other types of storytelling to have a wide variety of content across both TikTok and YouTube. And then eventually, it'd be cool to start doing live streams on Twitch, which would be kind of similar to the Cameron Carn stuff, but you guys would be able to participate in real time as I'd be telling the story live. That's something I'm looking at. But just a lot of cool stuff coming down, so I just wanted to give you a heads up. And if you're interested in seeing that, please consider heading over and subscribing to my YouTube channel, and also please share the videos with your friends. Let's try to get as much traction as possible on both here and YouTube. If I can get to a point where I can actually quit my job and do this full time, then I can spit out content a lot faster. So that's the goal. Hopefully we can get to that. And again, thank you so much for all the love and support. And let's go ahead and send it back to my other counterpart, the Magnificent Manbeard. So as you stand there in the alleyway, you see the woman and the other bandits flying away in their raven form. You think about chasing after them or possibly reporting to the authorities. But for right now, you decide, you know what, you're going to go ahead and let it go. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. You just want to enjoy your night, and you'll worry about it tomorrow. So you get yourself together, you wall hop back in through your window, freshen yourself up a little bit, and then go ahead and head downstairs to the tavern. You get down there, there's lively chatter, everybody's having a good time. They're drinking ale or mead or whatever they have from their flasks. You see a band over in the corner playing. They've got lute players. They've got somebody on the drums. They've got somebody with flutes. It's a very jovial experience, and it just kind of washes your worries away. So you walk up to the barkeep, you ask for a goblet of ale, and you find yourself a table. As you're sitting there drinking, you're looking around, and you happen to spot two females eyeballing you from across the tavern. One is a half-elven woman with long blonde hair, blue eyes, and pale skin. The other one has a similar skin tone, but she's got red hair, also a half-elf. So being the charismatic individual that you are, you give them a wink, you motion them over, and they actually come over to your table, and you spend the next several hours enjoying each other's company. As the night goes on, you begin to forget more and more about that instance in the alleyway and the bandits, and you just wanna have a good time. As you consume more and more alcohol, things do begin to get a little bit fuzzy, and before you know it, it's morning, you're waking up in your bed, up in your room, and you got the two women on either side of you. While everything is a little hazy, you do know that you had a good time. When suddenly you hear a bunch of commotion out in the hallway and a loud pounding on your door. Boom, 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 city guard, open up! You feel your heart jump up into your throat and you're not sure what's going on. You think maybe if you just lay there and pretend to be asleep, maybe they'll go away. But they continue to bang, boom, 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 boom. Open this door, we'll bust it down! So realizing the seriousness, you jump up, you walk over, you open the door, and a bunch of city guards pour into your room, led by a half-orc sergeant who's in charge of them. He was the one who had pounded on your door and had given the command. As everybody surrounds you, you say, hey, what's the big idea? What's going on here? The half-orc sergeant, who was fairly tall with dark green skin, he looks down at you and says, are you Cameron Karn? And so you're surprised that he knows your name. And so you say, yes, what's going on? And that's when he pulls something out of his pocket and holds it up. It's your father's ring. We found this at the scene of a crime. You're under arrest for the assassination of Lord Mayor Benamir. So immediately in your head, you know that those bandits framed you for the murder of the Lord Mayor. And so here you have two options before you. You can either turn yourself in and try to talk your way out of this, but if they have your ring and it's a family heirloom, and you didn't report the theft to the city guard, you don't have a lot to back yourself up right now. You could ask the women you were with to try to testify on your behalf, but you know that they were pretty messed up last night. They probably don't know the exact timing of when you were with them versus when this murder took place. There's a lot of details about the supposed crime that you don't know yet. And so what are you going to do? Are you going to go with the city guards and try to talk your way out of it? Or are you going to pounce out the window and try to hunt down the bandits to clear your name? Leave in the comments what you think should happen, and when next we meet, we'll see where the story takes us. But choose wisely, and as always, may the fates ever tip in your favor.